Welcome back to Jersey Matters. I'm Larry Menti. A lot of people suffered financially during the pandemic, but now that the state is slowly reopening, we have a hike in the minimum wage. Jersey Matters' Jennifer Marin reports on the effect of the rise in the minimum wage on both employees and businesses.
Larry, the minimum wage is now at $12 an hour, and after the difficulties brought about by the COVID-19 pandemic, many business owners tell me that increase will be difficult, but their employees tell me they're grateful for the extra help.
I get to help out more at home, like my parents are always needing cash or just help around the house.
When the COVID-19 pandemic first began, Kiara Jorge's parents temporarily lost their jobs. Overnight, she became the sole breadwinner for her family.
I was young and working, and they had money saved, of course, but I had to help them with money, buying groceries and all that stuff with the little money that I made. Anything to help out is good. Family first,
Through her job at Pizza Masters in Jersey City, Kiara pays her way through school. So the news of the minimum wage increasing to $12 an hour was happily welcomed. The $1 increase, which took effect on January 1st, is all part of legislation signed back in 2019 by Governor Phil Murphy. The minimum wage will continue to increase by $1 every year until it reaches $15 in 2024. But even though the increase is good news, Kiara feels it still may not be enough.
There's people that have lived here for so long and now they're getting pushed out because they just can't afford living here anymore because the minimum wage is so low. And so I just think it's important that people have a chance to stay in the neighborhood that they were in and just experience the good changes that are happening to the neighborhood without having to get kicked out.
Over in Hoboken, the owner of Midtown Philly Steaks understands the hardships the pandemic has placed on workers, but says the increase will come with consequences.
That cost has to be passed on to the consumer, right? Business is already down for COVID, so if we have to pay more in wages, it's got to come out of somebody's pocket. And we would end up having to raise prices. I mean, we pride ourselves in not having raised prices since 2013, so it might be time for a change.
But just 5 minutes away, the owner of Dozino's Pizza Place feels entirely different.
A lot of people say to me, oh, but if you raise the minimum wage, Rob, if we do that, prices are going to skyrocket. I don't think that's true. I think you're going to have more people spend more money that's going to be put back in the economy, which is going to create people to keep their prices where they're at instead of inflating things.
At Downtown Yogurt, owner Mark Can pays his employees above the minimum wage. He says it helps keep the best staff on board, and his employees, like so many who have been affected by the pandemic, are grateful.
Nobody should be able to have to break their back working 40 plus hours just to be able to make ends meet. So I definitely think that it's good that minimum wage is starting to increase, that I honestly think it was long overdue.
Employees who work on tips will also see a $1 increase. Employers will now have to pay them a minimum of $4.13 per hour. And again, the minimum wage will continue to increase by $1 every year until it reaches $15 an hour in the year 2024. Reporting in Hoboken for Jersey Matters, I'm Jennifer Marin.
All right, thank you, Jennifer. Next on Jersey Matters.
I'm here at the Menlo Park Memorial Nursing Home, and I speak with a woman who tells me she's lost everything. Be sure to find out what happened. Her story next.